Okay, let's just dive right in, shall we? There is, quite frankly, a quiet arms race happening inside IT departments around the globe right now. We're talking about frameworks. And specifically, we need to demystify the sudden arrival of ITIL version 5. I mean, think about it. Is the service management playbook your organization has relied on for years still actually fit for purpose in an AI-driven world? Well, welcome to this explainer, where we're going to break down exactly what this evolution means for you, your team, and your career. So, we've got a really clear roadmap for you today. We're going to cover the shift to version 5, look at what's actually changing, talk about what stays the same, debate whether the upgrade is even worth it, and finally, help you build your own practical certification action plan. Let's get to it. All right, kicking things off with Section 1, the shift to version 5. Let's start with a little context behind this February 2026 release and, just address the giant elephant in the room right away. Because if you currently hold an ITIL 4 certification, or maybe you're in the middle of studying for one, you are almost certainly asking yourself, wait, do I need to relearn absolutely everything? Did all that hard-earned knowledge just become completely obsolete overnight? It's a totally fair concern whenever any major framework gets an update, right? Well, you can breathe a sigh of relief. As PeopleCert explicitly points out, this is an evolution, it is not a revolution. Check out the math here. 40% of the content is retained exactly as is from ITIL 4, and another 24% is just enhanced. So, a massive chunk of what you already know, totally intact. But that does leave us with 36% of completely new material that we need to tackle. Which brings us nicely to Section 2. What is actually changing? And the absolute most crucial point here is understanding that 36% of new material. It's a fundamental reframing of what we are managing on a day-to-day basis. This shift really is a completely new paradigm. Back in ITIL 4, the core scope was strictly IT service management, optimized for efficiency, or what we call Industry 4.0. But in version 5, that scope expands dramatically to digital product and service management. Basically, the lines between building a product and delivering a service have completely vanished. Why? Because we are rapidly moving into Industry 5.0, an environment that has to be AI native and completely complexity ready. To actually support this modern reality, version 5 completely drops the old 6-stage value chain you might remember and introduces a much more granular 8-activity lifecycle. We're talking discover, design, acquire, build, transition, operate, deliver, and support. This new setup acknowledges something huge. In AI-driven environments, products and services aren't just built once and forgotten. They are continuously shaped and refined. It totally removes the ambiguity of the old model. Now, I mentioned Industry 5.0 just a second ago, and here is what that actually looks like in practice. It's an operational paradigm that prioritizes human centricity, resilience, and sustainability. We are shifting from humans simply operating technology to humans actively collaborating with technology. And because of that shift, sustainability is no longer some peripheral, nice-to-have side project. It's now treated as a core service quality metric, sitting right alongside utility, warranty, and user experience. And let's be real, you literally cannot talk about collaborating with technology today without talking about AI. In version 5, ITIL governance is finally a first-class citizen. Rather than being some bolted-on afterthought, ITIL 5 completely integrates an AI capability model and a dedicated AI governance module. So what does that mean for you? It means you now have a real, structured framework to responsibly manage and govern tools like Microsoft Copilot or ServiceNow AI agents, ensuring actual trust and compliance. Moving on to Section 3, what stays the same? Because yes, I know, that was a lot of change. Let's calm the waters a bit and look at the foundational constants that absolutely are not going anywhere. Your current ITIL 4 knowledge is still incredibly valuable because the timeless concepts remain the absolute bedrock of the framework. The 7 guiding principles, like focus on value, are totally unchanged. The 4 dimensions of service management, fully intact. The value co-creation mindset is still central to everything. Plus, all 34 management practices are retained. Although, a quick heads up, they've been streamlined into 2 groups, just to make them a bit easier to navigate. Oh, and the brand itself? Still just good old ITIL. All right, Section 4, is it worth it? With all these updates mixed with the retained elements, the IT community is naturally debating the real-world value of upgrading. So let's look at a recent debate from a Reddit discussion to see what actual practitioners are saying out there on the ground.
Okay, so one user expressed some serious frustration, stating pretty bluntly, massively disappointed they have swapped out decades-old terms to new names. V5 will absolutely alienate the long-standing fans of ITIL. So, yeah, some veteran practitioners are pretty skeptical. They feel the terminology changes might just be unnecessary fluff. They also point to the high financial costs, with one user even noting they were asked to sign an €880 training bond by their employer just to take the course. Ouch. But on the flip side, we have users seeing a massive upside. Another user chimed in saying, yes, ITIL V5 is a strong, globally recognized certification, 100% beneficial, the best qualification I ever completed. Advocates are really emphasizing that if you want to advance, especially in the public sector or massive enterprise environments, mastering these new AI and product delivery models is absolutely going to open major career horizons and keep your skill set incredibly sharp.
And hey, just a really practical tip from that very same community. If you are footing the bill yourself or staring down the barrel of an expensive corporate bond, be smart about how you buy this. Look for accredited e-learning options. Community members noted that going the e-learning route can bring the total certification cost down to somewhere around 500 to 600 euros. It makes it a way more accessible investment for your career, for sure. Which brings us to Section 5, your certification action plan. Let's take all of this theory and turn it into a concrete set of action steps. What exactly should you do next? Here is your simple stepping stone approach. Step 1. If you are a totally new learner, start fresh with ITIL 5 Foundation. You want to avoid learning outdated models. Step 2. If you're currently right in the middle of studying for ITIL 4, do not stop. Seriously, finish it. It remains fully recognized. And step 3, for current certification holders, simply use the Foundation Bridge or Advanced modules to upgrade when you're ready. There is absolutely no need to panic, because ITIL 4 and version 5 are going to run in parallel for at least 12 months. You have total flexibility in how you make this transition. But, and this is a big but, if you do get certified in version 5, you absolutely must remember this number, 60. That is the total amount of continuous professional development, or CPD points, that you will need to log to renew your certification over a 3-year cycle. That's right, renewal is no longer something you can just ignore and sweep under the rug. Now, you do have options to maintain your credential. You could pass a new certification in the same ITIL suite, or, just retake the exact same exam. But honestly, the easiest way? Log 20 CPD points annually for 3 years, which does require a PeopleCert Plus membership. For most working professionals, logging those 20 points every single year through your daily professional experience, continuing education, and community work is by far the most practical and beneficial route. All right, as we wrap up this explainer, I really want to leave you with a somewhat provocative thought. Is your organization actually ready for the Industry 5.0 reality? Because, let's be honest, whether you personally choose to certify today or next year, AI and human-centric IT, they are not far-off future concepts anymore. They are literally already here. The framework has evolved to meet the moment. So the question is, how will you govern your digital future? Thank you so much for learning with us, and we'll see you in the next explainer.